From being just a paddock rumour to news that is now starting to look increasingly real, the name Marc Márquez has once again become the centre of attention in MotoGP. This time, however, it's not about on-track drama or intense racing battles, but rather his future career with Ducati. As reports suggest, both sides are close to reaching an agreement for the 2027 season. The situation has immediately sparked huge excitement among fans because if the contract is officially finalised, Ducati would not only be retaining a rider, but also securing one of the biggest icons in modern MotoGP history. Is it true that Ducati and Marc Márquez are already close to an agreement for the 2027 MotoGP season? Let's discuss. The news regarding this contract extension has made the paddock atmosphere even more intense. Ducati is reportedly very satisfied with the progress of its partnership with Marquez. After going through difficult years due to a long-term injury that affected his performance over the last several seasons, the Spanish rider is now slowly beginning to rediscover his best rhythm. With Ducati's motorcycle widely regarded as the most competitive package on the current grid, Marquez's potential once again looks extremely dangerous. Ducati remains the benchmark in MotoGP. The combination of straight-line speed, cornering stability, and acceleration performance makes their bike incredibly difficult to beat. Even so, threats are beginning to emerge from Aprilia Racing, which has continued to show significant progress over the last few rounds. This growing rivalry is exactly why Ducati's decision to keep Marquez has become even more important. For Ducati, keeping Marquez is not just about race results. Marquez brings enormous value in many different areas. His experience as a world champion, his fighting mentality, and his global popularity make him an incredibly valuable asset for the Italian manufacturer. It is no surprise that rumours surrounding a new contract agreement have been welcomed with optimism inside Ducati. They understand that losing a rider like Marquez could become a major setback, especially as MotoGP competition continues to grow even tighter. However, even though reports suggest both parties are close to an agreement, several important contract details are still under serious discussion. In the world of MotoGP, negotiations are never as simple as merely extending a partnership. Contract duration, financial terms, performance bonuses, and specific clauses usually become key topics discussed in detail. That is why there has still been no official announcement so far, despite increasingly positive signals coming from both sides. If this contract truly becomes reality, many believe next season could mark the beginning of a new comeback era for Marc Márquez in MotoGP. After spending years battling serious injuries, going through a long recovery process, and facing various difficulties adapting to motorcycles that were not fully competitive, Marquez now finally finds himself in a position that once again gives him real hope of competing at the highest level. Many analysts believe this opportunity could become the most important turning point in his career since his dominant years several seasons ago. The combination of Marquez and Ducati is even considered one of the most dangerous packages in MotoGP today. Ducati is known for having the strongest performing bike on the grid, especially in terms of acceleration, stability, and speed across different circuit characteristics. Meanwhile, Marquez is still recognised as an aggressive rider with extraordinary racing instincts and a championship mentality that has never truly disappeared. When a rider with Marquez's characteristics is paired with a machine like Ducati, the threat they create simply cannot be underestimated by their rivals. Many believe this partnership has the potential to completely reshape the championship battle in a very short time. However, amid Ducati's positive news, the heated rivalry with Aprilia is becoming even more intense and has started to create a new psychological battle inside the MotoGP paddock. The spotlight this time comes from Aprilia boss Massimo Rivola, who openly made a surprising statement regarding Marquez's current condition. Rivola admitted that the shoulder injury Marquez is still dealing with has indirectly given his team an advantage in this season's competition. That statement immediately drew widespread attention because it is extremely rare for a rival to openly discuss another rider's physical condition, especially while admitting that the situation could benefit their own team. According to Rivola, Marc Márquez's physical condition has not yet fully recovered, which has prevented him from performing at his absolute best during the early part of the season. In several recent races, Marquez has appeared slightly more cautious than usual, particularly when attacking fast and aggressive corners that demand full upper body strength and a high level of confidence during extreme maneuvers. Even so, many people believe that Marc Márquez is slowly beginning to rediscover his best form after enduring a difficult period over the past few seasons. His growing adaptation to Ducati, combined with improvements in both his physical condition and confidence, has started to show positive signs that can no longer be underestimated by his rivals. His steadily improving performances also demonstrate that Marquez still possesses the champion mentality and aggressive racing instincts that have always defined him throughout his MotoGP career. If his recovery process continues moving in a positive direction, and Ducati can provide a motorcycle that truly matches his aggressive riding style and technical needs, then it is entirely possible that Marquez will once again become the biggest threat to every rider on the MotoGP grid next season. The combination of experience, race intelligence, and a competitive machine could create an extremely dangerous package. In that situation, the battle for the World Championship is expected to heat up once again, because Marquez at his best has always been capable of dramatically changing the balance of competition. At the MotoGP level, even the smallest differences can become decisive factors in determining the outcome of a race. A slight loss of confidence, physical discomfort, or instability while controlling the bike can significantly impact a rider's performance throughout the entire weekend. From free practice sessions and qualifying to the main race itself, every stage requires perfect physical and mental condition. This is exactly the situation Aprilia Racing has tried to capitalise on as they continue applying pressure and gradually closing the gap to Ducati at the front of this season's MotoGP competition. However, Massimo Rivola's statement also indirectly highlights just how influential Marc Márquez still is in the world of MotoGP today. Even when he is not at his best physically, Marquez is still viewed as the primary threat by his rivals. His presence on the track continues to create psychological pressure for other riders because everyone understands the level of talent and championship mentality he possesses. This serves as clear proof that Marquez's reputation and abilities remain highly respected throughout the paddock, both by rival teams and fellow riders alike. From Ducati's side, the team is reportedly continuing to work hard to support Marquez's recovery process, while also making various technical adjustments to the bike so he can feel more comfortable and competitive on the track. Now the big question is starting to emerge. Will Ducati really announce a new contract for Marquez for the 2027 season soon? Share your thoughts in the comments below.